Hello, Helen.
How's it, Rob?
I'm all good. I'm a bit more worried about you. What on earth are you wanting to debate about?
On an open debate.
Oh, really? Do I need a couch?
Yes,
Do you need some
definitely.
therapy?
Definitely. So what I'm thinking is that at schools, so often, we encourage the children to have debates about slavery, about water savage, and what are your ideas, and what do you think?
Give your opinion.
And coaching the class is forever pushing that we have debate in the classroom. But is there ever debate going on in the staff room?
Sure, that's an interesting question, Helen. I mean, yeah, on the sides of the staff room, in the corners, outside the classroom, in the photocopy room.
So how do we, as a whole staff, not just management, have the opportunity or the forum to debate pertinent school issues that limit us as professionals?
Wow, there's a lot of stuff that limits us.
Things that worry us.
Yeah, real things.
Totally. Now, whenever I drive in my car, I hear Cape Talk say, you all have a voice, use yours.
Oh, that's quite powerful.
Very powerful. And at the moment, I'm very pro on using my voice. However, I always curb myself because I remember Penny Sparrow, who didn't curb herself. And so I'm afraid to speak out, but I need to speak out more.
And I suppose that's what we're trying to teach the kids with the debate is how do you voice your opinion
politely,
without being overly emotional and personal,
and in the right manner.
Yes.
And so this is perhaps what we also need to do in the staff room. So
wow.
I follow a couple of teachers' sites on social media, and this one is this old debate. Everything is from the last 4 days. Here's how many hours a week teachers work, and they're forever questioning the fact that we have summer holidays, or that we finish at 3:30.
Half-day job.
I mean, when are we ever going to tell them that there is no such thing as a half-day job? Number one,
Yes.
Okay. And seriously, these summer holidays, I'm only a teacher because as a mother, I could be with my kids.
There are more reasons that you are a teacher. That one was also just very attractive.
You're right. So, and then there are all of these things about teachers' dissatisfaction appears to be at an all-time high. I don't think that's true.
Yes, I think it's just exacerbated at the moment.
I think there's always been issues, but we just don't talk about them. And here's the statement: good teaching takes a lot of time. Oh, news to everybody.
Sure, I know that, and that is entirely true. I mean, at the moment, we're sitting sort of heading into exams, and you want to be teaching well and making changes and using our coach in the class stuff. But in the meantime, you also have to be planning exam papers, making sure you're teaching and revising and going. And then you've got to set exams, and then there's 2 weeks of exams that you don't teach, and then you're marking. And it seems like such a waste of time, really, when you could just be doing those continuous assessments and do
the good teaching.
Yes.
Because that assessment's going to take 2.5, 3 weeks of this term.
And also the energy it takes to do all those things that you could be using in the classroom. And actually, I'd like to debate that.
Very much so. Very much so. And then I also talk about support systems. Who's there to support me? When no one's going to help me set all those papers. No one's going to help me. Your head of department and your InterCent phase head can help you. But to what degree can they really help you?
Well, they're also class teachers and they're busy.
And they're mothers and sport commitments and everything like that. So this is my other bugbear. I hate these sort of things that say teaching is a profession that teaches all other professions. Thank your teacher. It's like, oh, really?
It's more like a little placation. It sounds a bit condescending.
It's like, condescending, and I hate it.
Oh, we appreciate you, but please, can you give my child full marks?
Totally. And because of you, we feel more confident. I don't like them. This one, we're all in the same boat and storms and stuff like that. The only thing I can say is this Devon's talk about he's a comedian and he does a talk about his resignation. If you haven't seen it, it's absolutely fabulous. Go and see it. It's such a laugh.
We can put that into our description box below. We'll put the link on so you can click on it.
Because he talks about all the issues that we should be discussing and he's making fun of them, which is what we do. We make fun of our problems, don't we? And then there was this other one this week. We are the teachers. We are the experts, not Angie, the Department of Basic Education, or the shameless, nameless advisors. I mean, that's quite an attack, you know. But in fact, our bosses are different because we don't get to see, look, we get to see our headmaster or mistress every day, but we don't get to see
the real boss,
the Department of Education. They are nameless. Who are they? When last did you see the Department of Education?
When could you really engage them in some real debate over real issues? You can't.
So we don't have a boss that's present. It is quite difficult.
It's quite interesting.
And if we disagree with our headmaster, where's the platform to go?
Absolutely.
Very, very interesting. I also hate National Teachers Day. Is there National Architects Day? I want to be in line with other professions.
I hear you. You want to be treated with the same respect and reverence, almost. Not reverence.
And in a way, teaching is always being about doing the same thing over and over again. We've got the same classrooms that I had with the same wooden desks, with the same bells, with the same breaks. And we're expecting different results.
It's a very interesting thing as well. We often think as schools, we're being progressive and forward thinking and innovative, but all we're really doing is just, coloring in something slightly differently. It's the same picture.
We need changes, but we need to talk about how we're going to get there, don't we?
Yeah, exactly.
So at our school this week, and this is really what brought me to it, is we have this dress code. And I was talking to the lady in charge of the dress code who told me that Jenny and Mary, makeup names, are always breaking the dress code. And then we've got to go and write a letter telling everybody, please don't do this and that. Or I think the one was wearing leather sandals that looked a lot like flip-flops and they looked very informal. And so everybody gets a lambasting.
It's such an interesting debate as well, because I think about other professionals right now. If I arrive at my doctor, I literally, if she was in her pajamas, I wouldn't care, because she does such a good job. I trust her implicitly with my life and my children's lives. I wouldn't really care what she's wearing as long as she was clean.
Totally. So I remember at my past school, one of the men teachers, where we had this no denim rule, wore denims every day, but they were impeccable. They were classy. They were dark blue. He wore beautiful shoes, always wore a tie and a matching. He was probably the best dressed person, but he wore denims every day. So what's this blanket about denims?
I think also it's the environment we work in. We're still in a very school-based environment, and it almost feels like we get treated like the children, and the children don't like it.
Spot on.
So why would the adults like it?
And I just hate being told how to dress, what I can wear, what I can't wear. I want to be told, dress like a professional.
Yeah.
If I break the code and I do something wrong, come to me and say, Helen, those shoes are inappropriate.
Yeah.
Don't blanket the staff. That's doing the same thing that they did 10 years ago.
That also didn't work.
No. Yeah. And if someone wears really smart jeans, let's say, hey, that looks cool.
Yeah.
And for me, I also wouldn't even wear jeans with tackies. I'd wear them with some smart heels. Then they'd look amazing.
But even that's it's like getting dressed is a very personal thing. It's an expression of who you are. And surely we should be allowed to use our professional judgment and dress who we are.
And junior primaries, stretch denims, dark denims on the mat all day long.
What does it matter if it's red denims or green denims?
I know. Oh, don't go there. So here's my big bugbear, is that we actually need to use a proper program. So creative problem solving have a program, which is this 4-stage process to solve a problem. And it works like this. What is your problem? Clarify, refine, and find a single worded problem. Don't make it too big. Focus on one thing.
Very specific thing.
Yes, it must be a specific, that thing. And then brainstorm using forced fittings, using, all those tools, Scamper, proper tools, brainstorm, get a whole lot of ideas, then refine your ideas, find 4 workable solutions, debate them, discuss them, and
vote on them.
Yes, and then decide on a plan of action. Put dates there, put people in charge, and let's actually do something about
this. Make real changes. And you know what's great? If you involve everyone in this process, everyone feels like they've participated and they've had a chance to say.
Heard, and that they've been heard. So I'm suggesting that actually we give feedback, but in a professional manner.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about shouting on social media or anything. And we ask our headmasters for a forum to voice what we feel strongly about so that the dissatisfaction can go away.
And also that you can make proper changes that have been facilitated properly, and you've really gone into problems properly and solved them with workable solutions, not just those little placating posters.
So for me, it's time for open debate with teachers. We need to discuss within our staff, within our local schools. Maybe we even meet with 5 local schools.
Yeah.
And there needs to be more open discussion.
So it's things that are local, are relevant to our schools, and then maybe more like curriculum-based things or things that lots of schools are facing. I love that idea.
Teachers need to be heard.
Yeah.
This information from the ground up needs to happen. And this is old-fashioned. We're not working like that anymore. So let's have some debate. Tell us what you think are pertinent questions. And maybe that's a question Robin and I will banter and attack next week.
I love it. So send us your gripes and we'll be your facilitators.
Yes, we'll be the facilitators.
Facilitators of change. Have a